Tinitignan mo kasi yung realidad mo, kaya walang pagbabagong
Paano yung reality maging possibility?
Yung reality ang humahad lang sa possibility. We need to have a certain level of craziness in us.
Lahat pala ng pinagdadaanan ng buhay, hindi siya pwedeng takpan na lang ng brand new car, brand new watch, world-class travel, never about position, never about business, but it's all about you that you carry on a day-to-day basis.
Ang puhunan mo lang ang talino mo, yung puhunan mo lang laway. Kung maubusan ka ng laway, nung sa basong tubig, bawi ng puhunan.
Marami kasing mga tao magagaling eh.
Bakit mo pagyayamanin ang ibang tao kung kaya mo pagyamanin ang sarili?
Number 3. Migs Flores ay isang Filipino entrepreneur at motivational speaker. Kilala siya sa kanyang mga programa at pagsasanay na nakatutok sa personal development, entrepreneurship at online marketing.
For me, it's not about the material thing. Makasama lang kita, boss, for example. Di ko naman to na-imagine eh. I don't want people to start only imagining on the basis of their reality.
Correct.
Kasi that will never happen.
Saan ka dapat nabubuhay?
Based on possibility.
Kumbaga, reality versus possibility.
Exactly.
Sige, turuan mo ako dyan.
Example, boss RDR. 2 years ago, nung pinanood kita, tapos nakita ko namimidya ka, boss. Nagpe-create ka ng mga success conference. Will I ever imagine that in 1 year time, magtatabi tayo ngayon? Never. Feeling ko, at that time, I'm just doing what I'm doing. In IM Plus, at that time, hindi pa naman kami kilala. Wala pa kaming sariling venue at that time. Tapos kayo, namimidya na. Feeling ko, it will take me 5 years before tayo mag-meet. That's based on reality.
Okay.
But based on possibility is, ang lagi kong iniisip, kung mabubuhay ako ngayon, ano yung posible sa gagawin ko ngayon na hindi ko pa siya naiisip ngayon, pero naniniwala lang ako.
Paano yung reality maging possibility?
Yung reality ang humahad lang sa possibility.
Ha?
For example, yung bahay na may swimming pool. Kung reality lang, hindi ko afford yan. Ang mindset ko sa reality, pang mayaman lang yung bahay na may swimming pool. Ano yung possibility? Sige nga, mag-scout nga tayo ng bahay na may swimming pool. Kahit tingin ko, hindi ko afford. That's possibility.
Hindi ba kabaliwan yun?
Kung gusto nating yumaman, we need to have a certain level of craziness in us. Kasi kung hindi ka nababaliw, people have become so logical that at the end of their life, they become a reasonable man. Ano ba yung gusto mo on your deathbed? To become a reasonable man or to become someone who inspired others because what other people thought is impossible, they made it possible.
Alam mo, kalokohan yan eh. Kasi isip-isip lang, magkakatotoo yung mga pangarap. Mindset lang. Magkakabahay ako, magkakakotse ako, hindi nga ako makabayad ng renta ng bahay. How is it na magiging posible sa akin yung magkabahay, magka-swimming pool, magkaroon ng mga tinatangkilik sa buhay?
Kung yan ang basihan, wala tayong ilaw ngayon because for the past 1,900 years, people have been living gamit yung kandila. Somebody was crazy enough to invent electricity. Somebody was crazy enough to think na pwede siyang lumipad. If these people aren't crazy enough, wala tayong eroplano, wala tayong internet, wala tayong social media, wala tayong smartphone.
Because they are living in possibilities.
Because at a time when everything seems impossible, somebody make this possible.
Number 2. Russ Huson ay ang CEO at Pangulo ng IAM Plus Coaching and Training Corporation, isang kumpanya na nag-aalok ng mga coaching programs at pagsasanay para sa mga individual na nais matutunan kung paano maabot ang kanilang buong potensyal.
From promodizer, naging salesman, naging sales supervisor, naging regional sales manager ako, taking care of the entire nation in only one company. At the height of my career, I was suicidal.
Why?
Hindi ko alam eh. Lahat nung pwede kong puntahan, psychologist, psychotherapist, napuntahan ko na hindi nasosolve yung problema ko, nagiging numb lang ako because I need to take certain drugs or what. And then, pinaka-last draw ko was life coach. 2007, hindi pa naman uso yung life coach na word eh. Ngayon lang naman yung uso na lahat na nagiging life coach.
Correct.
And dun ko na-realize, kaya pala ako in deep shit in my life simply because I was running after success, running after money, running after all of these things that I think will make me happy. But behind it was also my way of proving that, hey, you have to love me. Hey, you have to accept me. Alam mo yung emptiness na akala ko mapupuno ng pera, mapupuno ng success, yun pala mas lalo akong binabaon deep inside. Can you imagine every night I would always pray, sana take away my life because wala nang worth yung buhay ko. Moving forward, doon ko na-realize sa tulong ng isang life coach na lahat pala ng pinagdadaanan ng buhay, pilit kong kinalimutan at hindi siya pwedeng takpan na lang ng brand new car, brand new watch, or world-class travel. Kung hindi, ang sagot din ng external problem ko is internal problem. And that's where I get exposed with a life coach. All of a sudden, I dropped everything just for me to get back my life.
May pera ka?
Yes.
Mayaman ka?
Yeah.
Isipin mo from janitor, promodizer, tapos napaangat mo yung sarili mo. Why is it still depressing while na-achieve mo lahat ng success na ginusto mo sa buhay mo?
Na-realize ko lang nung nagkaroon ako ng life coach, habang lumalaki tayo, ang dami nating mga hinanakit sa buhay, hindi kayang takpan ng success at pera yung trauma na napagdaanan natin habang lumalaki. As simple as nung maliit ka, si nanay kailangang umalis ng bahay kasi magtrabaho, feeling mo iniwanan ka. Hindi niya naman sinadya yon, kaso lang trauma mo yon at bit-bit mo yon. Kaya every time meron kang kaharap na tao, lagi mong pagdududahan, iiwanan ba ako nito? Hindi. That was going on in my life. And I guess, general assessment ng mga tao, ganun eh.
Ang hinahanap at hinahabol lagi nila sa buhay is yung resulta ng financial. Resulta na magkabahay, magkakotse, resulta na magka-savings, makalagpas sila dun sa poverty line. Pag nakarating ka pala dun sa tuktok, dun mo palang malalaman kung ano talaga yung tunay na mga problema mo sa buhay mo.
Correct. I'm not saying na hindi nakakaroon ng kaligayahan ng pera or success. At ang sinasabi ko, mababaw.
Mababaw. Why?
Lahat ng kaligayahan is nasa puso eh. Pero pag empty yung puso at maraming hinanakit, maraming bagahe na hindi nare-release, no matter how much money you have, you're still the same.
Kahit anong yaman mo.
I would always say, karamihan ng nako-coach ko na million at billion meron na, meron pa ring emptiness.
So, ang opposite ng emptiness is fulfillment.
Exactly.
How can you be fulfilled in your life?
Feeling good about yourself when I am by myself. Whether may pera o wala, may relationship ako o wala, or I'm fit or not, happy ako tungkol sa aking sarili, especially sa kung ako'y nag-iisa.
Paano ka magiging masaya nang nag-iisa ka?
Kaya nga marami daw taong lonely, it's because they don't like the person who they are alone with. Most of humanity, and this is based on the coaching that I've learned, tatlo lang issue natin sa buhay. Una is feeling mo, I am not good enough. A lot of people, when they are in a state of creating things and they're very perfectionist, no matter how much they work hard, no matter how much they achieve something, hindi pa rin sila satisfied. And that brings a lot of emptiness. Bakit? Because feeling nila, they're not good enough. Siguro habang lumalaki, na-compare ka. Anak, di may pinsan mo magaling. Sana galingan mo. So now you start proving. That's one. Some people is, I am unloved. In a romantic relationship, lagi kang naghahanap ng kalinga, ng attention, mahirap ng pagsabihan. Kasi nga, feeling mo hindi ka mahal. Papansin parate. Again, these people are not bad people, maybe because siguro nagpalaki sa kanila, hindi yung dapat magpalaki. Most probably, yung mga anak na mga OFW. Parang lumaki ako, dapat si nanay at si tatay nandito. Bakit si yaya ang kasama ko? Bakit si lola? And that feels the emptiness.
Buong buhay mo, kailangan mong i-prove lagi yung sarili mo.
The number one problem of humanity right now is actually anxiety, depression, loneliness. Simply because, again, all of this is externally driven. Hindi lang na-like, hindi lang nag-comment, hindi lang nagkaroon ng magandang effect yung pinost nila. They feel empty kaagad. They feel broke. They feel depressed. Simply because it's always looking for outward. The moment human being notice and understand that ang solusyon ng lahat ng struggle ng problema mo, whether it's money, it's health, it's relationship, ikaw.
Ikaw.
That you are the solution to every problem that you have, then you become now the solution of anything that you're looking for.
The third thing.
I am bad. So, eto yung bata na they get all the attention by being bad. Takbo-takbo ang bata, natumba yung base. Nung natumba ang base, sasabihin na natin, bad ka, bad ka. Okay, now, I have to be a bad boy para mapansin ako.
Kapag ka ganun ang pagpapalaki ng magulang sa anak, expect ninyo na yung anak ninyo, babaunin yan hanggang pagtanda niya.
Not unless nagkaroon siya ng awareness na number one, kung paano ka pinalaki, hindi sinadya na magulang mo yan.
Exactly.
Bit-bit din nila yan. Pasa ni lolo sa magulang at pinasa lang sa'yo.
Ibig sabihin, the number one cause of depression, anxiety, the number one cause kung bakit hindi magiging successful ang isang tao, it is all because yung mga tao mali pinalaki.
Exactly. Or yun lang yung nadatnan. Tawag natin dyan culturescape. Yung pag-iisip na kung napanganak akong mahirap, mamamatay akong mahirap. That is most of humanity. I should say 90% of people feels the world happens to me and I am a victim. Kasi no matter how much you teach them, no matter how much you pay them for them to think their mindset that they're responsible with their success, they still blame you.
So, you have to fix internal bago mo ayusin yung external.
Yeah. Sabi nga ni Vishen Lakhiani, transformation is number one. You hack your past through forgiveness. If you're still running after success, but it's still like you're pushing so hard, simply because yung past mo, hindi mo pa nabitbit. That's why the first thing that I recognized in order for me to start healing myself at age 35 was to let go of the blame, the the anger, the guilt, and the shame that I experienced while growing up. And the only solution for that is let it go, forgive it, thank it, and above all, bless it, because you know your life will never be the same again when you now start to live a life that will bless the world because you have hacked your past to forgiveness.
Yes.
Number 1, Chinky Tan ay isang kilalang financial educator, motivational speaker at author sa Pilipinas. Isa siyang eksperto sa larangan ng personal finance at pag-iipon at layunin niyang turuan ang mga Pilipino kung paano mag-manage ng kanilang pera at makamit ang financial freedom.
Ang puhunan mo lang ang talino mo, puhunan mo lang laway. Kung maubusan ka ng laway, inom ka ng basong tubig, bawi ng puhunan. Number 2, ang pundasyon ng lahat ng negosyo ay pagbebenta. Kaya kung gusto mo rin magkaroon ng negosyo in the future, kailangan matuto ka magbenta. Ang problema lang, may mga ibang tao ayaw magbenta. Ba't nila ayaw magbenta?
Professional ako eh. Tapos pagbebentahin mo ako ng napkin, example.
No, exactly. Nakapagtapos akong ganito, tapos mag-aalok ako. Ano sasabihin ng mga ibang tao na walang-wala na ako? Hindi ba obvious na walang-wala ka, kaya ka nagsa-sideline? Ba't may pagkakaila?
Bakit yung tao nahihirapan sila magpakatotoo?
Mas mahalaga pa minsan yung pakitang tao kaysa sa tunay na nangyayari sa sitwasyon sa buhay mo eh. Kaya hindi ko makalimutan yung tinuro ng nanay ko. Sabi niya sa akin, anak, hindi na bali luma ang damit mo. Ang mahalaga, may laman ang bulsa mo.
Coach, kanina pa nababanggit, lagi kang tinuturuan ng mama mo. How important na yung mga parents ngayon dapat sa murang edad maturuan nila yung mga anak nila about financial?
Isa pang sinabi ng nanay ko, huwag kang mangangarap na maging milyonaryo ka kung hindi ka marunong mag-umpisa at magpalaga ng piso. Yung formula na tinuro sa amin nung bata pa kami, 50% ipon, 25% pang negosyo, 25% panggastos. Nadala ko yung ganung klaseng mindset. Kaya nung ako ay single pa, I was saving 80% of my income. Kaya nga bago akong kinasal, nakabili ako 2 condominium unit. Kasi imbis na bumukod ako, humiwalay na ako agad na ako nagbabayad ng kuryente, upa, ginamit ko yung pagkakataon na yun para makaipon pa ako ng mas malaki para pumunta na sa amortization ng condominium unit.
Marami kasi na nagsasabi, wala namang yumaman sa pag-iipon. Why is that? Kailangan nilang mag-ipon.
Totoo naman eh, wala namang yumayaman sa pag-iipon. Pag inipon mo yung pera mo, lumiliit ang halaga eh. Kailangan maunawaan natin bilang isang iponaryo. Bago ka makaipon, kailangan mo ba ng sakripisyo? Pangalawa, kailangan mo ba ng disiplina? Pangatlo, kailangan ba ng magandang pag-uugali? Wala nga yumayaman, pero ang tanong ko, may kakilala ka na bang milyonaryo o bilyonaryo na walang disiplina? Na hindi nagsakripisyo? Na hindi nag-iisip ng pangmatagalan? Pag ikaw natuto ka mag-ipon, meron kang sakripisyo, nagtiting ka ng long term, may disiplina ka, yan ang katangian na kailangan mo para ikaw ay umunlad at para ikaw ay maging milyonaryo.